Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Fiji Sevens team placed 4th in the Dubai Sevens. Rape victims mistreated by police officers, says FWRN. And Fiji seeks alternative markets for sugar exports.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens team finished 4th in the Dubai Sevens. This is after the Gareth Baber coach side lost to England 28 points to 21 in the bronze final this morning. Melita Vanga reports.
Cameroon Sila and Vatemorovovo scored a try each for Fiji in the first half, as England led in the halftime 21-14.
From Nasoko, and now running with the ball like a loaf of bread. And there the pass on the inside. Now Sila's going to score for Fiji. What a response. Now out to Edwards. Runs a dummy line and gives the ball away to Vovo. In for the second try. Absolute Fijian magic.
England started off strong in the second spell and scored a try to make it 28-14.
Chance to get up and compete. They won the kickoff and now have a chance to take the lead. They tap and go. Mitchell runs a beautiful line. Change of angle from Bowen. Burgess loops around. Throws the ball back to Bowen. Try!
Replacement Joshua Kurunambili scored Fiji's only try in the second half to take the score to 28-21.
Pace clever, but he's got the angle and he's got some magic as well. But the ball didn't stick. Norton's given up the chase. Mitchell won't. And now the speed comes on for Fiji. Fiji strike again. Fiji magic in Dubai.
Looking at the points table, South Africa is leading with 22 points, followed by New Zealand with 19 points. England is in third with 17 points, while Fiji in fourth place with 15 points. The next round of the series kicks off in Cape Town, South Africa next weekend. Melita Wanga, FBC Sports.
A total of 59 people were arrested and produced in court for their alleged involvement in drug-related activities last month. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Gillaho says 11 arrests were made in the Eastern Division, 17 in the South, 9 in the North and 22 in the Western Division. Gillaho says the estimated value of the drugs seized, which includes methamphetamine and marijuana from all 4 divisions, is estimated to be more than $650,000. Gillaho says in the last 24 hours, more seizures continue as people are found with parcels, rolls and plants from all 4 divisions. He adds that they had anticipated the increased activity, hence the aggressive approach towards the involvement of illegal trade, and this will continue throughout this month. A recent survey conducted by the Fiji Women's Rights Movement revealed that some victims of rape and sexual assault were mistreated by police officers. FBC News spoke to Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Gillaho, who made it very clear that incidents like these will not be tolerated and officers will be taken to task. Rachel Nath with the story.
45 women were interviewed by the Fiji Women's Rights Movement, of which 8 said they were sexually harassed or threatened by the police.
2 in 3 women faced difficulties in going to the police, as they said that the police had told them to resolve the issue within the family village and they did not want to take this seriously.
He comes in and wants to report a rape and the football's on, I'll tell them to come back tomorrow. They're all a bit busy. We've had cases like that, and police don't understand that a rape client actually needs to get to a medical examination pretty quickly.
The police commissioner highlighted that this is unacceptable and will not be tolerated.
I've met representatives of the Fiji Women's Rights Movement, Fiji Women's Crisis Center. I've given them my phone number and I asked them if they experience any of these issues that comes to their attention, call me. It's no use bringing this up at seminars and meetings if I don't know. I can do things about it. We have to be practical about things. Those that have been brought to my attention, they know. When they call me, I sort it out immediately.
The Medical Services Pacific says rape victims are very vulnerable when lodging their complaints with the police. Hence, police conduct is very important.
We present to the new cadets and the sexual offences unit, and also we offer services in terms of counselling for the police and first responders, because they're often very traumatised when they're dealing with some of these cases.
The Medical Services Pacific and Fiji Women's Crisis Centre have conducted a series of training sessions to assist these police officers to better their conduct and service to the public. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
In the short term, we expect to remain largely dependent on buyers in the European Union market. This was the statement made by Prime Minister and Minister for Sugar Vorenga Bainimarama at the 52nd session of the International Sugar Organisation Council in the United Kingdom. Bainimarama says that they have been actively seeking alternative markets in response to the removal of the EU domestic production quotas in October. He says that he personally met with a number of buyers who have reiterated their commitment to Fijian sugar, and Fiji will continue to see markets for the high-quality brand of sugar it is known for around the world. Bainimarama adds that Fiji is grateful for the support from the EU in modernising and adapting the nation's cane industry. The Minister for Sugar says that they expect to raise sugarcane production to around 3.9 million tonnes over the next 5 years to more closely match the crushing capacity of our mills. Well, still to come, Stinson and Watuanga bridges to be ready by June. And tonight we bring you the success story of the Kado family. Stay with us.
Moala rara na lika o tikongona taunu singa toka ando talifaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere.
Ya dora subuni kurna bili. Borani batu karaham para binaranga. Do talitakinal na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere. Bula.
Bull FM number 2 na sere.
The Stinson and the Watuanga bridges are expected to be completed in June next year. This has been confirmed by Fiji Roads Authority's Chief Executive Jonathan Moore, who says that work has been going well for both bridges. Anna Ravula reports.
Both bridges that were closed a few years back will be ready for all traffic come mid next year.
Watuanga and Stinson, they're still on track. They should be finishing June next year is the formal completion date. The decks are across the river now. That's the main part. So the bridge is actually built, and now it's just the approaches onto the bridge from the road and the finishing works.
Moore says it has been easy tracking the contractors' work as they're only dealing with one contractor.
Both been carried out by the same contractor, so we look at them together as one contract, and they're delivering them. They're moving people from Watuanga to Stinson to do different missions and back, and they're rotating the staff quite well right now. And it's looking pretty good.
The two bridges have been closed for the last 4 years and is something the public can look forward to ease traffic. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
The United Kingdom has volunteered to provide assistance to further boost Fiji's educational sector. This is after UK Minister of State for School Standards and Equalities, Nick Gibb, and Prime Minister Vorenga Bainimarama engaged in discussions relating to Fiji's current education standards. Gibb says Fiji's literacy status stands at 96%, which is a great achievement. Gibb explained the UK government has implemented a phonics test for 6-year-olds aimed at improving their reading and spoken English. The UK volunteered to do a model training of the program in Fiji in February, when Fiji will host a conference of Commonwealth Education Ministers in Nadi. Approximately $6,400 was raised by the Ministry of Lands and Ministry of Mineral Resources during the November campaign. Minister for both ministries, Fayaz Koya, says the awareness on prostate cancer must continue even though the awareness month has ended. Koya says 24 male staff above the age of 40 from both ministries went for screening last month. He says that women should also be part of this awareness.
It really is an obligation of every man and every woman, every young boy and every well-meaning Fijian to continue to raise awareness about this particular disease, and hopefully one day we'll find a cure for it.
In our Successful Fijian segment tonight, we bring you something a little different. A story of a successful family who were up against many odds but triumphed them all. The Kado family shared with us their journey of struggles and perseverance through the seas of Japan to Fiji. Rachel Nath caught up with the family and filed the story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
It's cultural diversities like this that define the Kado family, with links from the small fishing island of Honshu in Japan to the northern east of Tonga and Fiji as their home. The journey for this family has been very colourful. Third generation of the Kado family, Jerome Kado, shared his grandfather's voyage experience to Fiji.
At the time, of course, Japan was in a state of depression, a very difficult time. So basically my grandfather at the time left and came out of Japan to seek their fortune, if you like, with a group of other Japanese. So they then left. They came through PNG and Australia. For some reason they felt Australia wasn't appropriate for them, so they ended up here in Fiji.
Granddaughter Teresa Kado says he knew Suke Kado arrived in Fiji before 1914 and married a Tongan beauty, Ana Moanga. The two settled in Laos and had 9 children.
During World War II, the Japanese were rounded up and they were given a choice to become British subjects, or if they did not agree to that, they would have to be sent back to Japan.
After Suke Kado returned to Japan, the 9 siblings and their mother were left with a lot of hardships.
You know, there was no dad, the war was happening, not many of them were earning, except I'm sure it was his big brother, my uncle Hiroshi, who's since passed on, and my auntie Lankali.
The Kados say their support system at this time was what brought them to where they are today.
The Catholic Church has been a very strong pillar of strength for us, particularly like a lot of other families around after the war, etc. Resources were very meager, and they gave us the opportunity and our forefathers the access to education.
Today, the Kado family has established a respectable name within the business sector in Fiji, and they believe it's all because of their grandfather's hard work.
The discipline of our forefathers coming through, that you don't do things halfway, and if you do anything, you strive for perfection in everything that you do.
The Japanese, what I know of my Japanese peeps, they are people who persevere, they are people who have faith and they believe in themselves, and there's always hope that they can always overcome the difficulties. There's always a better tomorrow.
Today, the Kado family still has close ties with their families in Japan and Tonga, and for all of them, it's all about staying grounded to their roots. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
And sports, South Africa defends the base 7's title. And Fiji qualifies for 2018 World Rugby Under-20. This and more coming up.
I'm Andrea Sorbakroa of Neabu Wenibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
South Africa defended the Dubai Sevens title after beating the All Blacks 24 points to 12 in the Cup final. The reigning World Series champions unleashed all their attacking firepower in what was a breathtaking display of Sevens rugby across the 2 days. Melita Vanga reports.
A dominant first-half display from the Blitz box saw them lead 19-0 at half-time.
He'll go the direct route. Quagga Smith. He's all power, he's 5 away from the line.
Entry must come through the game.
Now the tap and go from the captain. Cock dummies, goes himself, Cock now pops for Sinatla! Dixon's good enough to pull it in. It's charged down, there might be another 5 coming here. The Quagga Smith
New Zealand nearly came back in the second half after Roscoe's Blackman was sent to the sin bin.
Now it comes. And they're good to go in the corner. Here comes Curry. Some room down this left-hand side for Mickelson. He's so hard to bring down Mickelson. Back in field. Connects with new stuff.
A try in the last few seconds from Tim Agaba, however, sealed the 24-12 victory for the Blitzboks.
9 seconds to go. Agaba reaches out.
We kind of let them back into the game. I think a silly yellow card, 1 or 2 silly mistakes towards the end almost cost us. But we learned from it. It's the first tournament of the season, and it's a lot of positive to take out of this tournament. But there's also a lot of work that stuff that we can improve on going into Cape Town.
Meanwhile, Fiji is pooled with Samoa, Canada and Wales in Pool D for the Cape Town Sevens, which kicks off next Saturday. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Airways men's sevens team went down to South Africa 12 points to 7 in the semi-final of the Dubai Sevens. South Africa led 12-0 at half-time. Fiji Sevens captain Jerry Tuwai scored Fiji's lone try in the second half of the match, but it was not good enough to level their points against the Blitzboks. Here are the scores.
Quacker Smith with the Lions in Super Rugby. Africa has it. Africa dives. South Africa score. Smith doesn't miss the tackle, neither does Werner Koch, and in quickly is Sinatla. Steals it. Siabello Sinatla will race away. He is so quick and hardly got out of first gear, but the presence of mind to go in, to steal the ball and then race 50 metres. This is the Blitzbokkers second. Oh, they're flying in. It's been a real feature of the South African side has been their defence. And now Stewart. Stewart needs some support. Gets isolated, finally gets it to Nasela. They've got numbers here. Finally, Jerry Tuwai gets the ball and Fiji will score.
First Line defeated Cross a victory 5-0 in the final to win the Fiji beater Wairiki Sevens yesterday. Both teams played their hearts out in the last game of the tournament despite the unfavourable weather condition. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
In the absence of other local top teams, predictions of a First Light and Cross of victory final was expected.
It was a very tough final with our brothers. It's already Fiji known that we are at the same team before, but we play a great game.
Be positive, composed and treat every game like a final was the game plan for First Light.
Our coach said we should keep in possession, keep the ball, because it was very rainy. And to a slippery tackle, we should keep the ball every time and we can go forward, score try.
However, Cross of Victory has set their goal to the next competition in line.
In Nauka 7, we are looking forward to defend the title. It will be next year, so we are looking forward to defend the title.
The Wairiki Sevens tournament finished on a high note yesterday as teams from Ovalau, Lambasa and around Taveuni were winners in other categories. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
Australia defeated England 6-0 in a tight Rugby League World Cup final to retain the trophy at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane last night. England produced a dogged and resilient performance in their first final after 22 years, but the Kangaroos held on to win their 11th world title. Few of the Fiji Mbati players have re-signed with new NRL clubs for the next 3 years. Mbati forwards Kane Evans, Salesi Fainanga and Jared Hayne have signed up with Parramatta Eels, while Viliame Kikau has re-signed with current club Penrith Panthers. Luciana Tangidakimbao reports.
Mbati forwards Kane Evans will be playing for a new club in the next NRL season alongside 2 of his teammates.
So I've just finished my contract with the Sydney Roosters and I start with Parramatta Eels for next season. So there'll be me, Jared, maybe if he goes, and Junior Salesi Fainga, he's with Parramatta as well. So yeah, I just want to have a big couple years with Parramatta for the next 3 years.
Despite being injured in the recent Rugby League World Cup, Evans still believes that he can represent Fiji in the next World Cup.
If I can make it, if I can make the next World Cup, I definitely want to represent Fiji. But there's so much talent and new players coming through that I'll just have to keep working harder because there's no guaranteed position.
Meanwhile, William Kikau is thankful to his club for offering him another chance in next year's NRL season.
Give credit to the club for believing in me and giving me another 2 years. I got 2018 and 2019, and I'm really going to give my best for the Penrith Panthers.
All party players will depart Fiji on Thursday. Luciana Tengirekimbau, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-20 team earned a bonus point to qualify for the 2018 World Rugby Under-20 Trophy and the 2018 Oceania Rugby Under-20s Championship after their 26-all draw with Tonga at Churchill Park yesterday. Both teams had earned 2 points each in their first game due to a draw, and Fiji gaining 3 points in their second match following their 4 tries earned them 1 bonus point. Fiji earned 5 points while Tonga 4 after the match yesterday. Fiji's tries came from Ratu Meli Nderenalangi, Peniasi Ratu, Timothy Tavatavanawai and Veramu Dikindikilati. Well, Wales ended their autumn campaign with a 24 points to 22 win against South Africa this morning. Warren Gatland's side raced into a 21-3 lead in the opening 30 minutes through to 2 tries from debut-making centre Hadley Parkes after his midfield partner Scott Williams had touched down in the 5th minute. Here are the highlights.
Davis down, change of tactic. Hallam Amos against Kutsia, gets the pass to Scott Williams. Dan Bigger, the kick option. Parkes chases, Parkes scores on his first game for Wales. Isbert, Kutsia, no chance because he's been charged down. Faratau shrugs off and gets the pass away. It's a second for Hadley Parkes. Finds Jesse Creel, and it's a chase back, and this is the great pace of Warwick Gelant. Tight side through Pollard. Gelant, they got numbers now. Good pass, Creel. That looks like a try. It is. This for the lead. Wales in the lead.
The AFL Fiji Tribe team's spirit to win the 2017 Oceania Cup is on fire as they draw closer to game day. The Fijian side had their training session at the helipad along the Suva foreshore yesterday as they sorted out their game plan. Melita Manga reports.
Defending champion Nauru won the last 2 Oceania Cups and will be looking to add another one next week. Meanwhile, runner-up Fiji is making a comeback this year, hoping to grab the cup from Nauru.
So our main target this year is to get into the final and to win the tournament.
Coach Simelingyo Levu says they are currently working on maintaining player discipline on the field.
And on how we're going to work hard on the field, and how we're going to move the ball, and how we're going to secure, and how we're going to maintain the possession. So the main thing for us here now is just to maintain the discipline for the young boys.
Meanwhile, AFL Fiji has introduced a girls' competition where 2 local teams face each other next Wednesday.
We've left today just for an exhibition match, either a 9-a-side or full 18-a-side team, if that's possible. Yeah, on Wednesday next week during Oceania Cup. But for the dream is to create a pathway for women from grassroots level, from under 15 and then to under 16 and then to 18 and onwards.
The Oceania Cup kicks off tomorrow at Suva's Albert Park and runs through the 14th of this month. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain remains slow-moving within the vicinity of Fiji. Meanwhile, a moist easterly wind flow prevails over the group. Well, in the west today, cloudy periods with brief showers and a few sunshine was experienced in most areas. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, it was heavy showers in most areas with just a bit of sunshine. And up north, same conditions as the east was experienced. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas, moderate southeasterly swells. The The next high tide will be at 4:59 tomorrow morning with low tide at 11:03 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:21. Now for tomorrow, occasional rain, heavy at times with few thunderstorms is expected, so be prepared if you plan to have a day out. Looking further on to Tuesday, it will be fine apart from brief showers. To sum it up, keep the umbrellas and raincoats handy. Recapping the main stories, Fiji Sevens team placed 4th in the Dubai Sevens. Rape victims mistreated by police officers, says FWRM. And Fiji seeks alternative markets for sugar exports. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Top poll question: should the Fiji Sevens coach bring in overseas players for the World Cup next year? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1, इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टकता हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.